Okay, thank you. GF, twice, Porsche, Jaguar, GTR, Lancer, Vantage, Porsche, Mazda, Genesis, Ford Alfa Romeo, and then us, you. Uh-huh. I have this race for all intents and purposes, but because not the 86 for like a long, long time, and after the Mustang, right? The car list given what it is, you have the aspiration, you have a stick shift. I have a huge fucking stick shift with this 86 right now. Okay. It shouldn't work. It should not work for all intents and purposes. Okay. So I am surprised, right, at how well this goes. Okay. Now, I just knew I have an orange RCF in front of me, and then I have an old Alfa Romeo. Okay. The 86 has the wheelbase by the weight distribution and the aspiration, but that is like the Hercules with the hard hues that informs all the other planes. Okay, sort of ish maybe. They just agreed on like an agreement that agrees to like all of the agreements or whatever. Right? You can't say no. Or one of those that just semantics and syntax perfectly allowed. You get what I'm saying? We would be here for hours. Okay, about the 86. Okay, versus the Mustang, versus the Lancer, versus the 4C. Okay. Now, I'm driving with the aspiration. Okay. But I'm driving blind, asleep, just waiting for this car crash, for me to give out from this stick shift and from this aspiration, given this RCF and this old Alfa Romeo. Okay. Which I'm thinking I'm going to be in between the entire race, or this Alfa Romeo, old Alfa Romeo, are going to be in tandem, like bump drafting, just switching positions and then just giving way, the overtake. Okay. The race starts. I go to the left. I give them enough space to just not touch me. Okay. So then it's so much space and I still get clipped. Right. By this Porsche. So I'm like, who is this? Or what is this? Or what the hell? And I was like, oh, there's an old guy on the track. Right. For all I could care for, or a girl, right? At this point, I don't know, right? I thought I had the aspiration and the sportsmanship or the steering, the handling. Why is this happening? Okay, that's the first point of contact, by the way. Oh, this is gonna keep happening. This Porsche loves ruining this race, by the way. Okay, so then I'm like struggling because the 86 is like the BMW. And it's like the Mustang or like the Ferrari or like, don't touch it, right? It has a good build like the 4C or like the Aston Martin, but don't touch it, right? Stick shift notwithstanding, right. So I'm driving with this stick shift behind this Porsche, and I'm like, man, this is so much bullshit, man. Right. And this car is not even remotely real in front of me. Right. And I'm driving all over the place, but I'm catching up and I'm getting more and more comfortable with the 86 Corvette. And the game is running fine. Right. But like I said, I'm driving blind and asleep and I'm just uncomfortable, like just tired, exhausted, I just want to get through this race. Okay. So then during the replay, the animation was broken. Okay, where I saw where it went wrong for me. Okay, and it's this Porsche, right? Now you noticed the RCF and the old Alfa Romeo. So then I had the old man on my side that this Porsche is not. Oh, now that's not all of us, or that's not everybody, or everyone. Okay, it's after the Grand Prix and we're into the green hell, catching up to this Porsche, slowly, excruciatingly, by the way. Okay. And then embarrassingly so, right? Like we're making strides on them. That is just, well, you're just in this race to just be a nuisance or an obstacle, would be a lot of difficulty. Right. I clipped him, I don't know. Right. And now I'm behind this GTR. And I'm like, man, I have talked so much trash about this GTR, but I know I gotta give respects. Right. It's like, well, let's not right now. Okay. And then he says, listen, there's this Mazda, and you have this overtake, but you gotta get rid of this Porsche for me and catch up to that old Alfa Romeo. And for all intents and purposes, the RCF. So here's this overtake, and you have this, by the way. Nice, clean. Okay, right. Now that's that Mazda, and you have this again, by the way. Okay. So then I overtake the Mazda, and I see this Genesis, and I'm thinking, you did not say anything about this Genesis, what the fuck? And he goes, well, that one's on me. It's your race. You saw the Porsche. That's as far as I go. God fucking damn it. You've got to be fucking kidding me. And now, at this point, I cannot slow down. So I overtake on the Genesis and the old Alfa Romeo. I'm up to this RCF, and I'm thinking, you motherfucker. Right? Right. And then I see white, and I see orange again, and then I'm done. Okay. After that maneuver, with that GTR and that Mazda, and catching up to this old RCF with that Genesis in the middle, I have to yield back all of these positions. Okay, that's enough surprises with me dealing with this Porsche and this GTR that I have to fucking just relent. Okay. And then yield, and then just hard brake, and then just everybody just go through. Like literally, I cannot even begin to give a fuck about anybody other than this Cayman that just touched me at the first fucking corner that I can't even remember. Remember, I'm blind and asleep the entire time. Okay. I'm doing none of this. Right. So then this Porsche Cayman gets in front of me again. With the GTR in tow. And I'm like, listen, you're not in this race, so just back off. Right. And then they do so. Right. Now this GTR and me are laughing our asses off at this point. Because it's not a real car, like I'm a real car. Like that Mustang is not a real car. You can ride the GTR, but it's not, it's like this Mazda, right? Turbocharger, mid-rear, safety, accessibility, just, it's an easy drive, too easy drive, right? Big car too. Okay, we'll get into it later, right? So then this Porsche, again, I'm like, come on already, but I can't see nothing. So then I'm driving behind this Mazda trying to catch up. The GTR says nothing other than the fact that this race is over because of this Cayman Porsche, right? Then I'm driving again. And then he clips me again. Come on already. Okay. Right. I couldn't care less. The race was over, I just didn't know it. And it doesn't even register. If it counts, like, that's why the animation broke during the first replay. And then why I don't have a car already, like it's total basically. Like I just pulled to the side, maneuver after maneuver, and then it was over after the Alfa Romeo overtakes. Right, when we got you to the RCF. Okay, so this is just an exercise in delusion basically, right? I overtake on this Mazda. Mazda's not a real car, like GTR is not a real car. Like that Porsche is not a real car. Tell you more later. Behind this old Alfa Romeo. And I'm like, come on, man, already. Jesus, a Genesis. Not a Honda Genesis, but like a Genesis. Like I don't do any of this. Like, you know you're a red car, and that thing is a red car. And it's laughing at me, and laughing at me, and laughing at me. Come on already. Fine, whatever this is. Right? Right. I'm catching up to it, or I have... It's trail. Right. There's no way I'm losing it, other than with this Genesis. That's what I'm thinking. Asleep and blind and just like uncomfortable, and then just like, okay. But then the race is over already. Because of the incidents with the Cayman, and then after Foxhole, after I did all those overtakes, right? And the car is totaled, Because the Cayman just clipped me and clipped me and clipped me so many times, and during the race, I had no idea. Okay. So then, this is just like, because it's a video game, because it's a simulator, because it's just like not a waste of time, and just like, just pretend. Let's just use your imagination, just avoid this during the real driving. Okay. Now this Genesis, not the Honda Genesis, is not a real car, but the Honda Genesis is not a real car either. Okay. So then I overtake on this Alfa Romeo, and I was like, Jesus, tell me you are a relative, you are related, you are friends with, you know that GTR is on some bullshit. I was like, not about that Porsche Cayman and this overtake. What the fuck are you saying about this fucking Genesis and this fucking car? Are you insane? And he was like, okay, so then I lose the car again. And he was like, for real total. It was total because the Porsche Cayman dinged it, or just at the first corner, and then from the rear so many times, and then at odd angles. The body. So it's not just the paneling that it's worth. So then it's about to be the straights. I'm in 12th place, behind the GTR, and it's just like, we're so sorry. And I was like, yeah, it's fine, I guess. Fuck the Genesis though. I mean, on the fuck, right? Okay. But it's about to be the straights, and the track marshals are dead silent, dead serious. Fucking just, oh no, just pissed off basically. And I was like, what did I do? And I was like, you did not get this overtake yet. And I'm like, what the fuck are you saying? On the straights, just fucking go for it. And I was like, okay. And then I'm handling this overtake. I'm about to fucking get it. And I have no idea. And they're just looking at me and looking at me and looking at me. I'm like, this race was over at the replay. And now, even more so, like I have no idea what the fuck you're saying about this overtake at the straights. And I'm like, I have it, but I have to yield it. Don't I have to yield it? And I was like, just fucking get the overtake. And I'm behind the GTR, and I was like, listen, I said about those overtakes, but this is on the Genesis and the Cayman, and that Mazda, and this GTR that I am now. So this is like your race, just, I don't know, fuck. Look at the positions again. The Alfa Romeo behind me, the Genesis behind me, the Mazda, the Cayman, the Vantage, the Lancer, the Nissan GTR up front, the Jaguar, the 4C, the RCF, the RCF again. Oh, I never got past the RCF. I got up to them. Okay then. The Genesis went up front and then one ahead of me. So did the Mazda for all intents and purposes. And the Porsche Cayman. Me and the GTR that was in the rear. Had nothing to do with any of this. Because I found out the GTR was up front from just the replay. And then the Porsche Cayman was behind me the entire time. And then it was just behind me, and then I let everybody ahead. Right. Because the GTR is not a car. So I'm guessing behind this Lancer and behind this Jaguar and then 4C and RCF, it was just like, I'm behind. What are you talking about? I cannot even remotely defend any of this. Right. So then it was so mean, and then said, oh, I am so sorry, Alfa Romeo. And then fuck this Genesis and this Mazda. And then this Porsche that isn't, or I don't know what the fuck is this. Okay, yeah, I think so. Okay, driving line positions in the middle, on the left, and to the right, and then you can defend. If you can defend, you shouldn't defend. It's a no-contact sport. Just Hand over the position or the overtake or just let them through. Why are you driving so hard? Remember, you're the car. You're the driver. Okay. Only so much or enough for the car that you can drive that day. Okay. Mostly for the most part. Okay. The track that day says, listen, it's between us. And if you wanna have an attitude, or if you wanna get into it with any of the other cars, you and I and the car will see whether or not you have an accident. Right. It's a no contact sport. It's maintenance and production, the track marshals, laughing, or not, by the way, and they are team pissy. Then if you ain't feeling them, or they are not feeling it, this is some nonsense that about to be fake happy. But, God damn it though then. Now, I'm the driver for this car. Now, I mainline the 86 or the Mustang, but I really like the Viper or the Corvette. Or you get it? Right. It's the 86 every time because it has a stick shift in the rear base. For me personally, as a driver physically, okay, it's the Mustang because then I can overdrive it on the driver, take a chance, and then just right, like the Viper and like the Corvette. But that's so American. But then I have the Toyota. Okay, and then it's the 4C again because it's like the 86. Okay. Everybody else has the same or does the same similar thing, more or less. Okay. If the race is for them, and then you have strategically a couple of moves or so many moves or enough given the weather or the aspiration. Right. You just get tired, you just get old, you're just not using that car, you just forget. It's been so much. Okay. Hmm. There's no point for looking at the car list. No, like the weather. It's like I'm gonna make a plan, a budget, or a schedule, and then I have to make it as soon as it's over, or as soon as. So I have to check back on the list, and I was like, no, just get to it, or just live your life, you know. Okay. Calories per breath. Yeah, 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 yeah. The 500, just like I didn't do anything, but now let's say I did because I didn't do anything, and then also say like I did say anything. Now you saw it, you heard it, you know it, you felt it. Now that's on its own. Now, I did less or more, that's also someone else and you. And now the whole group knows, and now it's just out of control. Which is UP 500. And then you can go fuck yourself with that kind of math. Right? There's no amount of pencil, pen, marker, pen that in your life, mental illness or not, let alone however many good ones you have, that ain't. The time is gone by the time I've said all this in a headache, basically. Right? And then you're just like, get the fuck out of my way. Right? Fuck. So sorry. I can't. No. Right. And he's like, play the Moto song. Tell the Moto story. Write her some note. And he was like, I started with a little bit of a short story. And then immediately it was this drawing bullshit. Character crap. Right. And I was just like, just take whatever you need or what the fuck is it? Just fucking pay me already. The fuck is this shit? Right. This makes no goddamn sense. Nah, I did the guitar because it was easiest, like, it was accessible. It was already out of pocket. None of that shit was even remotely in the budget of just like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? But just to get it over with. Right. That's why it doesn't count. And then you'd be. Because they would not shut the fuck up about this fucking bullcrap that, what do I have to do with it? But So it's always been like 6 inches to play. Yeah, the crap that is just like an innuendo or a euphemism or a figure of speech. And I'm going, none of you are writers from reading. Because then they don't read, and then at the very fucking least, they don't read and ask questions. Like deficiencies and like senselessness. Or worse, lying. Like self-defeating and self-contradictory. And then just short-sighted, if not mouth breathers. And then just like some inbred, some fucking just retarded fucking just inbred, some moronic fucking just insane fucking just psychotic fucking just never does anything right with their hands. At all whatsoever. Unless it's hugely expensive. Or everybody's just pulling for them. Some like insane fucking puppet that just makes Pinocchio. Or even Ghost in the Shell. Or even the Megazord or whatever the hell you want to call it. In terms of a team effort. But anyway. Alright. No. The Genesis fucking over. So does the fucking Kaiman. And then whatever this fucking the two of them.